Hello everyone, I'm Buruffy1322 and welcome to the Choking Hazard Podcast, episode 33. We don't have a guest this week. Whoa. Yes?
It's episode 33, bitches!
Oh,
Hell
IDT
yeah.
33. Didn't even...
I didn't even know, boy.
Of course. So
Hell
can
yeah.
I get excited when we're doing episode 1322?
Sure. Do whatever you want, dude.
Yeah, my
this
usual
rate,
co-host, Sugar-Free Nos, over there.
Hello.
For those watching and those listening, you can just imagine that he's over there. And RDT 33, right down there.
How's it going?
For episode 33. We
Pretty hype.
the topic of discussion in this episode is going to be a follow-on from the pre-show from last episode. if anybody saw it. But it's going to be an actual conversation and not just a way to trigger Nos. We're going to talk about cars, dream cars, money spent on cars with lots of mileage, maybe spending lots of money on cars with lots of mileage, and
I'm already.
and then we've obviously got our usual stuff later on as well. I will mention that the pre-shows are now going up on Patreon. So if you want to see what happens in the half an hour before the podcast starts, as we're setting things up, just talking nonsense, those are going to go up on Patreon half an hour before the videos go live on YouTube. So you'll be able to, if you are a Patreon supporter, it's at the $1 tier and up. So anyone who's a Patreon supporter, you'll be able to sort of watch the pre-show for half an hour and then go straight into watching the podcast. But then they will go
straight in there.
Straight in there. You get the full experience. But then we will be putting up the pre-shows for everybody in the off weeks of the podcast. So normally the podcasts go up on Monday, 5 p.m. UK time on YouTube, and then the pre-shows will go up the Monday after 5 p.m. on the second channel. So
Yeah, so if you're too poor to afford $1, you'll have to wait a week because you're poor.
yeah.
So
Well,
It's
let's
like-
say that. They may just not think that this is worth $1, which is fair enough.
it's certainly not worth $1. No.
But, the extra benefits that you get in addition to the pre-show early with $1 is
You get an hour of content every month, hopefully, if everything goes according to
you get
plan.
the Patreon live streams that you can participate in, the monthly updates. There's lots.
Yeah, that's right. You have actual Patreon benefits for your $1 tier instead of just moral reasons. Well, you give me $1, then you can feel better about yourself.
I can
how it
wait a
works.
week. Fine, just everybody wait a week anyway, and you can watch the pre-show a week late. But there'll be a few people who get to see it straight away. So a few special people. I want twerking videos for $1. That's not good.
Yeah, well, I'll twerk for $1. I'm telling you, I'll twerk for anything. Honestly,
Don't promise that because you know what these.
I've
guys
done
are
it for less. I've twerked just because people asked me to. It's kind
What
of
you mean
amazing.
on like a stream or a platform where many people can see you like this?
Nah, just real life. Just making an ass of myself out in public.
Speaking of that, we need a guy to do a stream like that, making fun of all those women streamers that
Where they have
work for donations. Yeah,
I've seen
No,
someone do
where-
that before.
yeah, but it either needs to be an extremely attractive man or an extremely unattractive man. You can't just have
it's got to be
your average
unattractive.
Joe.
It's got to be a burly, hairy dude. With
Yeah,
just
I'm sure I've seen
hair everywhere.
Me and Zexy came across a guy who had like a big beard, and then he dressed up as one of those girl streamers with fake boobs and cleavage and stuff, and was just doing all the whole.
See, I think that's going too far, though. I think you need to do it in the male sense of
Yeah.
the
Oh,
element.
you mean
you
like-
can't pretend to be a girl.
Ah,
You have
okay.
to just turn everything around and do it the male way.
Just be a lumberjack fellow wearing skin tight, short shorts.
Yeah, like
and-
some Tobias cutoffs,
Yeah. you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And then totally sell yourself out as a male
Yes.
streamer.
Those thick thighs, those wood chopping thighs. That's what I want to see.
This
GTA, then it is then. Chat.
this escalated very quickly. I mean, 5 minutes.
Yeah, brother.
in. So
Already fantasizing about, those sexy lumberjack streamers that we're about to see. Working some wood, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Jesus.
But let's keep it
Do
moving.
we have
I
any
guess.
topics today? What are we talking about?
Our topics are dream cars
Mazda
and
Miata.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, and for those who didn't see the pre-show, that is up on the second channel now. I'll link it somewhere, maybe. The pre-show of last week was basically a big argument about NOS's desire to buy a Mazda MX-5 with
1997 M edition.
1997.
Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes, look at this. Someone read it. Unlike
For-
many people, and everyone agreed with me, and I was so vindicated by
I
the
don't think
comments on
everyone agreed.
YouTube for the first time in my entire life.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't think it was everybody, but I was
Or it
surprised
was
with the
everybody.
amount of people who were supporting you. Nah.
I was so vindicated.
But it was an MX-5, 1997. So we're talking 21 years old, and it had 175,000 miles on the clock, and he wanted to buy it for $5,000. Was that right? 5,000?
8,000.
It was 4,000.
I thought it was 8,000.
What are you,
No, it wasn't
what are you
8.
smoking? It was 4,000 plus 1,000 for the hard top. The M edition. Okay, listen.
Oh,
The M
God.
edition is one of 3,000. There were only 3,000 of them manufactured. Okay, listen, for that model year, and that is what makes it special and above all the other MX-5s. Also, the post had like an entire wall of text telling you what all he did to it. It was obviously a passionate owner, passionate about this vehicle.
Oh, yeah, that was it. How he put in the transmission or something that had only had 130k on it. So that was...
Yeah, and of course you picked that. Of course you did. Not all of the new
I like
parts
what
are
I like what Gil Viper said in the chat. People in the YouTube comments are well known for their incredible insight and their ability to reason. No, but like after
They
that,
were far cheaper Miata. Here we go in the chat. I'm triggered up. They were far cheaper Miatas with much less miles. That's not the point of the purchase of the car. It's not the point of the
all right, chill. Let's not get
No,
triggered
to
again.
get the possible best option that you can get. That's not the purpose of buying a special edition classic car.
Here we go again.
What's the best vehicle for the least amount of money? I'd go down to Joe Blow's used auto sales and buy a 40,000-mile Camry that'll run for 200,000 miles. That's not the purpose. It's not the purpose. You're defeating the entire purpose of the discussion. I'm just so
Listen,
angry.
Don't chill because I have something to
So
say
angry.
before you start going all triggering and triggered and whatnot. So just chill. All right. For anyone who's enjoying seeing Nos like this, you just watched the pre-show for last week, and it's all of the entire half hour is just this. He actually gets up and leaves at one point.
This wasn't even the point of the conversation.
No.
We were trying to
We were just giving some background on where this has come
It's
from.
like, hey, yeah, people were talking about it in the YouTube comments, and Nas is like, what? No.
No, so at the time, obviously, me and RDT were kind of a bit sort of, gobsmacked about, Jesus, this is a lot of money for a car that has done a lot of miles, and it was kind of ridiculous
Yes.
for it to be so old. And then I was genuinely expecting that the comments on the pre-show would be not as supportive as what they were, and it kind of it made me think, like, it sort of go back a little bit on my, think to myself, why am I so against it? And the only reasons that I could come up with when I actually gave it some proper thought were, they felt all very old man reasons. Like you in my mind, you shouldn't be spending that kind of money at your age on a car like that. That's just a novelty. You should be putting it towards moving out,
Just
paying
a
bills,
novelty.
paying all this
How
kind of
dare you.
stuff. And like, I was putting myself in that position of, I couldn't spend that kind of money now on a, I talked about this in the real life racing. I can't afford to take money away from my household income to buy an MX-5 to go racing. And like, and I was thinking of it in that way. They were all very, and it came to my mind that, you know, I'm getting older. This is my default way of thinking is to be like that. That's not, you know, and I guess I've always been somewhat looking after my money well. I've never sort of I don't exactly have money, so I've never splurged on big things like that are kind of more of a novelty, I guess, rather than a something functional or useful. But then I thought, yeah, I mean, you know, why not? You know, it's if it genuinely truly is a dream car of yours, which is what you've said, then, you know, like you say, this is an okay time to do it. You know, don't just keep your money and then regret not having it.
I'm gonna be like you, all right, with all these bills someday, and
That's it.
with a complete loss of hope that I'll ever accomplish anything that are my dreams, and I will just be doing the same thing over and over again.
At
in
the
a
ripe
job.
old age of 28, as put in the
Yes.
chat, yeah.
Exactly. Look. So.
Yeah, but Nas, see, I completely understand spending your money on something that you enjoy
Also,
now.
before we get further, can we mention that the ad on Craigslist has actually been deleted and the car has most likely been sold? So all of this is really just a hypothetical
Okay.
situation
Yeah,
at this point.
Still,
Which means someone bought it for that money. Okay, let's talk about that too.
No, it doesn't mean that. It means it was
Yes.
sold. It doesn't mean it was sold for that money.
No, I guarantee you it was. But anyway.
Anyway,
RDT, what were
so
you saying?
what I was gonna say is, you might get to that point where Bruffy's at. You'll be like, oh man, I got these bills to pay. I got to go to work. I wish I had $4,000 extra dollars, and then you'll look out into the driveway and see your broken down Miata. That's, you know, you got to roll it to start it up, get it going, and then you're like, oh man, I wish I had bought. I wish I bought a car that was a little bit more reliable than this
No,
old.
you want to know what my credo is? No regrets. Okay, that's my
No
credo.
regrets.
Yeah,
No.
But I
exactly.
think-
no regret.
Am I right in saying that you already have a car, at least in your like family,
Yes.
that is used? So
Yes.
this isn't going to be your life or death A to B everyday car. It would be
Yes.
a purchase purely for fun or for
Yeah.
yeah. So in that way, and with it being such an old vehicle, it kind of made me think about it as well. Like, I get the point that people were making in the YouTube comments that at a certain point, an older vehicle becomes more of a classic, and it becomes worth more than what an older, very, very common vehicle is. So in that respect, you know, maybe in a few years' time, if you think, oh, I wish I had that money, you still have that car, and you could sell it and actually get that money back. You know, it's more of an
Never sell
investment.
it.
Oh, you never
How
sell
dare-
it. Okay.
No.
He couldn't sell it for $4,000. That's for sure. If he
Oh
bought
Jesus! What happened to your mic?
Oh no.
Oh
I joined
no.
back in.
So, you know, there is that, and I think it was Wunsniff in the chat who said, yeah, for a 20-year-old who lives with his mom, a dream car like that is a perfect purchase because you don't really have any other significant outgoings.
Exactly.
But like, I can't get away from, you know, is it how much of a dream car is this of yours? Like, is this on the same level as my dream car when I was growing up? I had posters of it. It was a Lamborghini Diablo. I loved that
Yeah.
car. Is it on the same level as what that is? This expensive supercar to me that I would never expect that I would ever be able to have.
I would say so. I've never had unobtainable dreams in my life because I wasn't raised to have unobtainable dreams.
Okay.
You know, because they're kind of pointless because you'll never have them and you'll keep dreaming. You know, but if your dream is like a Miata or a Fox body Mustang or something like that, you know, you can actually achieve that in your life. So maybe I won't be disappointed. So, and plus, Lamborghinis, supercars.
But what
I
does
don't
it
really
mean?
like supercars.
What is it about that specific car that? Because I feel like we just jumped on the whole mileage thing, the whole
Yeah, it's got
old
a high
car.
number. I'm a mathematician, and I can identify that this is a high number. This is an old car and a high number. You cannot do this.
So, like, what is it? What is it that makes it your dream car?
It's the
And don't say the
ultimate-
pop-up headlights, because we all know
That's
that
part of it.
they don't work.
No,
half
they
the
do
time.
work. They work fine. Okay, just when they go out, you got to go under the hood and get them up. Huh. Look, all right. It's the ultimate two-seater little coupe. Okay, it is the ultimate cheap driver's car. It's the best. The Miata is the best. I'm the best. I deserve the best. I want the best. The Miata is the best, and that is why the Miata is the best. It just is the best.
No, but why
50 weight distribution, okay?
Yeah.
Cheap parts, all right? Small size.
I get all that.
Convertible.
I know that
It's excellent.
I know that the general positives of that car in particular, but why that model that is more expensive than, say, we found lots of models online that were much cheaper, didn't have the pop-up headlights, but they were
Because of
still
the
an
pop-up
MX-5.
headlights and the style. The pop-up headlights are the style, though. That's the thing. They are the style. You look at the NB, okay? The NB's not happy to see you, okay? Because the NB, the next generation, it knows it's a better car. It knows it has another gear. It knows that it's more mechanically sound. But you look at the NA, and it's just so happy to see you. It's just got these big eyes, and it's happy to still be alive. And I'm happy to still be alive. And I want my car to reflect how happy I am to be alive. And that is why it's got the style. That's it. That it's just happy. It's a happy car for happy people. And RDT, look, what's your dream car? RDT, some Lamborghini?
Well, first, was my mic still jacked?
Yes. It almost sounds like you're on a different mic.
Yeah.
Check your Discord.
Is it your laptop mic by any chance?
Yeah.
It's picking up.
Yeah. This is getting meta. It is. Look, that it's just it's a style of it's a
It wasn't.
it's kind of a realization. The Miata is kind of a realization that I will never truly be a man, right? I will never truly have a vehicle that reflects manliness, and if I do, it will be a ruse. Okay, it will be like me. I mean, could you see me driving a lifted Dodge 3500 truck and it not be something to laugh at, right? It's a realization, okay, that I am not a true man and that I will never be one, so that I must be happy with the way that I am. That's what the Miata is. It is contentment in your lack of masculinity. That is what the Miata is. Also, my dryer keeps going off. I apologize. You can hear it. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Probably better than my mic, but
There we go.
still.
You're back.
Oh, it's
There you
back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
it's
good
back.
again?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What is
Hey.
my dream car? Probably some sort of old muscle car, like either like a '69 Camaro
Yes.
or like a Buick LeSabre from back in the '70s, something like that. I just like those styles, and I like the American styles with the muscle
You're
cars. and whatnot.
correct. Good job,
Um,
RDT. You were correct. Your dream car is correct.
Thank you.
There's no correct or incorrect. Jesus.
that,
My dream car is the 2002 Honda Accord. That's what I want. in old person gold. That's all I want. Yeah. I don't know. I like cars. I'm not like super into cars. Like when people say certain specific things about cars, I really don't know anything about it. Like it's got the 4-stroke engine. It's a V8. I don't know what a V8 necessarily is. I don't know how many pistons are in a V8. I don't know what
are you sure? Are you sure? Are you just joking, or do you actually?
is that 8
Can you-
pistons. I would say. Like I don't know.
It might be something like that. I'm not sure.
I don't know anything about what car. I like
How many
cars.
V's are in a V8? I don't know.
Well, V does V stand for piston? V piston? Is that?
I think it stands for I don't know, vegetable.
It's
I don't
it's the makeup of the engine. They're in a V shape.
Yeah,
Pistons.
it's okay. See, like, mechanical engineering and being smart is not It's not the same. But like I like cars, I just don't know about cars. You know, I like watching soccer, but I can't play soccer. And just because you like something doesn't mean you have to know all about it.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, RDT.
Yeah, you know, like I can tell what cars I like and what I don't, but I can never go under the hood and fix something.
I mean, I'm kind of the same with that. I think a lot of people assume I'm a car guy, and I'm not really. I'm more of a racing guy. Like I like racing, and I don't care what I race in, or I don't care what I watch racing as long as it's good racing. So the actual cars themselves, I've always grown up enjoying cars and liking cars, but I don't know specifics. I don't keep up to date on, new cars, things like that. And I kind of lost interest in that a little bit. So, I for most people, I feel like that's the case. You're not full car guy, but we have our specific cars that you would just love to own. And I found myself sort of completely reverting how I felt after the pre-show last week, and just thinking, Nos is young, he has money. Well, assuming he gets to the point where he can buy the MX-5, he would have money to buy it. Okay, so, yeah. Why not? Because screw my own mindset of having to pay bills and not being able to do it. If you can afford to get a car that you consider to be your dream car, or one of your favorite cars that you would love to own at some point in your life, take the first opportunity that you can to get it. Why not? And if you find that it's a mistake later on down the line, it's a life lesson. But you only live once, and I feel like my own.
Not me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm coming back as a bird.
Yeah,
I'm living twice, maybe three times.
So maybe you only live once.
All right, fine. So just I completely changed and just thought, just go for it. It is still to me ridiculous that pop-up headlights are worth an extra couple of grand, but I can't.
Because you think in function.
Listen, I'm not finished. I can't.
Okay. He's defending you right now.
Yeah,
but I'm still swinging anyway.
I have no recourse to tell you that that's not something that you should get. Like, it's totally, dream cars and things like this are completely subjective. It's what you like. It's what you want. It's what you consider to be your dream car. And the fact that I don't think pop-up headlights are worth that kind of money makes absolutely no difference to whether you think they are or not. So who am I to say that you shouldn't get a car like that with those and pay that extra money for that? It's the same way that I could have a dream car that you might not like or might think is ridiculous, but to me that's my dream car and I want it, and if I have the money I'll get it.
Yeah, why would you buy the Ariel Atom? It's an open, cabin car.
Exactly.
You're not gonna be able to drive that in the rain. Blah blah blah. All that stuff.
It's a total toy, essentially, an Ariel Atom. I would love to own one. It's not my absolute favorite dream car, I think, but it's up there. It's one of the top 5 that I'd like to own. Yeah, why would you buy that? It's stupid. You can't use that day to day. You can only use it 2 days in the summer in England and on a track every now and then, and that's it. But
you can use it in the rain if you're man enough.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true.
Just wear a helmet.
Put a helmet on, yeah. So yeah, I say, if you get to the point where you can do it, go for it. I still have my old man in the back of my head saying, just make sure you're doing it. Make sure that money can't go elsewhere. Make sure that you're making the right decision. Give it a lot of thought. But once you've done that, I'm on board with it. I've changed my mind from last week.
Wow.
I haven't.
You haven't? You still think it's ridiculous?
Actually, what do you drive anything in RDT? What do you drive?
I drive a 2004 Honda Accord, 2-door.
See, look at this.
78,000 miles on it.
You've already lost hope in your life.
I got when I was 17, and
you lost hope early, just like me with my Cavalier.
When I was 17, it had like 23,000 miles on it. but it's reliable. It's not crazy. It's
Really? Only
pretty good.
23,000 miles.
When
That's
when I
impressive.
got it,
Yeah.
the woman was old and she didn't
Okay.
drive it much. But now I do like 400 miles a week, so
I don't think I've ever
But-
bought a car that had less than like 60,000 miles on it. I've only bought 2 cars.
it may have had like 30 or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I really like it. It's a mess right now. I need to get my oil changed and stuff. I just don't have time. But yeah, and I would like to have another car. I'm looking at other cars now, but I also need to save up. I know that I think back on different purchases that I've made over the years, and I wish that I had the money that I spent on stupid things. You know, every summer just going out to lunch or blah blah blah. I could have been saving that money and eating at home. I'd be out of this house and in New York right now, and that'll happen in the next couple of months. But I was thinking along the financial lines of in a couple of years, maybe you might think, I wish I had $4,000 extra dollars. You know, I can get myself up and going, and then maybe
I don't
at that
think-
time I can get the 97 Mazda.
I just don't know that money. I don't know. I guess I don't have enough experience. But does money really work like that? I mean, eventually it gets spent in one way or another.
Kind of. Depends on how you
So-
save.
I mean, yeah, but see, you are working towards your future. I'm not. All right, I have my mother supporting me for whatever reason. I have no bills. Once I get out there, there's no maybe I'll get the car later. Like that's just not going to happen. Between if I want to go to college, that's debt. Okay, or or whatever I want to do, moving out, I'll have bills, and I will never have the money, probably, to obtain an item like that, other than right now. This is the only time that it will be able to happen. So until I'm like maybe 40, something like that. That in my mind, that's how my life is going to go, because that's how most people's lives go. So that's why now is the correct time to do it. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I wish I had that 4,000. Well, you know what? I wish I had a Miata too, and I did it. So
Yeah.
and I had fun with it while I had it, and that's what's important. It's living in the now, living in the moment. You prepare too much for the future, you lose your moment. All those lunches you had. Did you go out to lunch with people, make friends? Have good experiences during those lunches that you would have missed out if you were, eating rice back at your house. No,
Nice.
or
what do you
ramen
think I am?
or whatever.
I got ham and cheese, bruh. This ain't. Come on, man. Come on,
I guess
bro.
you're just someone who just puts financial saving over every other aspect of life.
Oh, I splurge every once in a while. I spend money, but there are times where you kind of have to step back and think, is this the right decision? Like my buddies, every weekend they want to go out to the bars and spend God knows how much money on overpriced beers.
No.
And I'm just like, I'd rather stay in and play Xbox, maybe stream and make $1 or $2. And then like
Yeah, get that sub money.
it's a balance.
About.
And everything
Of
in life
course.
is a balance. Bayman said having a car is just a status symbol. That it's you could use public transport. If I use public transport to get
Don't
to
listen to him, okay? Look.
if I use public transport to get to my job, I'd have to like leave at 6 to get there at 9. I can leave at 7:20 and get there at 9 instead because I have a car and I can get to the public transport and get to the train. It's a balance. It's like what do you put above? What are your priorities?
And you're an adult position with a job and income and in bills. There is a balance there. But I'm in the special position that not too many people get to have of no bills for the moment, at least.
Yeah,
Do
I don't
you
have any
want
bills
to
right
be-
now. I live at home.
Do you want to be out of that position? Do you want to?
I don't know. This looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well then, fair
I mean,
enough.
Nas, you're 20 years old, right?
21. Turned 21 in
21.
April.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you
Jeez.
missed my birthday already. You wish me a happy
So-
birthday.
Realistically, you'd be a junior in college if
Yeah, if I was successful, yes.
if you're still going. You went? Didn't you go for a year or something? Or didn't?
No.
Have you done taking classes? No.
No, nothing. I don't.
Have you ever
do
thought about
anything
trade?
valuable.
Like,
Trade.
like a trade. like electrician or plumber.
I know
they make
that.
they make a lot of money.
I'm sure they make great money, but like, I don't know. Would I want to do that? Probably not. You know, it seems like, I mean, I think we've went past the topic of cars, and now we're talking about general life. But I don't know.
I think it sort of brings it round to the point that I was having when we had our little pre-show tete-a-tete. It's very funny reading the YouTube comments, because the YouTube comments went very quickly to, you don't want him to have his dream car. But my point of view was, I don't think the example that you showed us was worthy of being your dream car. That was my point. So if I was in your position, I would research the hell out of that car. I would make sure that it was the very, very best car that I could possibly afford. And if that meant spending a little bit more money, traveling a little further, then I would do it. That's the way that I would handle that particular situation. It's not saying don't get that car, because I've been in that position. I've bought my dream car and I've sold it already. So I know what it's like. It was a Mini. But I mean, I've been in that position, and I researched and got the very best example that I could possibly get, and did even more work to it and sold it for a huge profit. But I mean, that was my point. It's not don't get your dream car. It's get the best example of that dream car that you can possibly get. And I don't think that example that you showed us was worthy of that. That was my point.
Well, I mean, you can sit here and think that, oh, there's a better option. That was the whole purpose of, that was the whole element that got me so triggered in our discussion in the pre-show is just, well, there's a better one out there. It's got to be somewhere, but you can't find it. Where is it? Where is the M edition for less money with less mileage and more work into it? Where is it? You can't show me. So at the moment, this is the best option that I have. Because
which one of us sounds like that, though?
But it's not us that has to do that. It's you that has to go and do that.
That's what I'm doing. I look all the time.
Well, we provided the input to that particular one that you showed us, and you were like, "No, it's got to be this."
There's got to be a better one. When I'm the one that has looked and I have said, "See, this is where we were never
I think, yeah. We don't know the status of that particular model of car.
Are you in tune with the Alabama Miata market? No.
Yeah.
I watch the Alabama Miata market every day.
There's like 5 of them around.
I'm in the World Trade Center.
There aren't very many of them. You're right, and they all seem to be about $1,000 above book, which is worrying, and I don't understand why.
Anyway, let's move. Let's move on, because
what car should I buy?
I think a lot of us. I think I would like everybody in the chat to put in their dream cars. Like if they had the chance to own one car that wasn't a runabout or anything like that, something that they had to use, but just any car that they could own, what would it be? Just a quick show of hands, and people in the comments can do this as well, and obviously as always give thoughts on stuff like this. But so we had, yours was the Miata, right? And
yes,
what was yours, RDT?
Like any sort of old muscle car, American muscle.
And mine is a Aston Martin DB5. So now I'm looking at these cars. You see Porsche 911, Lotus Elise, Toyota GT86,
Turbo MX-5, my man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Lancer Evo, Alfa Romeo Disco Volante, Lexus LFA, Dodge Challenger, Audi RS5, Rimac, DeLorean, Aston Martin DBS, C5 Corvette. A lot of cars there. Zonda, Lamborghini Huracan. A lot of cars there that
bathing.
A lot of cars that are out of the realms of possibility for the majority of us. In speaking as an average You know, for the average person in the world will not earn enough money to be able to. What?
Would you buy that Aston
I got an
Martin
Aston Martin DB5 with
176,000
176,000 miles on the odometer if you're interested. Again, you put it into my shoes, and I think, well, I would have to go see it. I would have to see what happened, what's been done to it, what the level of it is. But I wouldn't say that it was out of the realms of possibility if it was well looked after, and that's why I've kind of changed my stance from last time. But you know, a lot are kind of out of reach of the sort of affordable, the dream cars that people want, or in the ideal situation, they're out of reach for the majority of us, and most of us are probably never going to be able to own our dream car. But your dream car, Nos, is
all of
within
my
reach.
Dream cars are within reach. I feel.
Well,
and all of them.
Yeah, if you're successful.
What's the point of having dreams if you can't achieve them? That's my question. That's how I,
It makes you work towards them.
I mean, well, what's the difference?
Yes, but when a goal is so unobtainably high that no amount of work you could ever possibly do could make you reach your dream, why work at all? That's why I have reasonable dreams.
But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, for those people who have a dream car that is obtainable or not too far outside of the realms of possibility in the relatively near future, then it's a lot easier to take that leap because it's possible. It's possible to get it not too far in the future. So do it. It's not as if it's also going to be a huge life-changing sum of money that you're going to lose out on. Say, if you spend $5,000 on a car, that's not going to completely change your life one way or another to have that or not have that. Whereas if someone has a car that's worth $500,000 that they want, and they get to a point where they can buy it, $500,000 is a pretty huge sum of money. So it's all relative, and I feel like at that point, I have changed the way that I thought. If you want to get it, if you find a right model that's right for you and one that you like, just take that leap. Why not? At this point.
And Nas, if you're under the impression that something is unattainable, you've already lost. You should always work towards what you want to attain.
I completely agree.
And if you think that you can't do something, then you can't. But if you, and I'm not trying to give you the secret, the theory of the, universal, whatever that thing's called.
Do I have to pay you for this?
No. But it's like the idea that, like, if you put something out into the universe, then, but if you have confidence and you believe and you work, then eventually you can possibly attain it. And if you already admit defeat, then that's it. You've already lost. There's
true.
Nothing more you can
Buying
do.
your dream car at this early in your life maybe is like kind of a bit of a defeat, because then what's next? I don't have anything else.
Is it really a dream car, or is it just a car you've settled for?
No, of course
It kind of
not.
is.
No,
There's
it's
no
not.
other car that you could possibly attain in your life.
That I would want more than that? No.
Yeah. Okay.
There are other cars that I want either almost as much as that or in similar realms. I mean, there's a lot of cars that I like that are obtainable. I mean, there's the Miata we discussed before, a Fox body Mustang. I really like those. There's, I don't know, really anything rear-wheel drive and manual.
So once you've attained your dream at this early stage, what have you got to look forward to in the rest of your life?
Driving it.
That's not a fair question at all.
Yeah, I've achieved my dream. It's time to enjoy my dream. That's
so
what
you've achieved your dream.
I guess I should go drive this Miata off a cliff.
Just to close the coffin and just. That's it.
That's
done.
implying that the only reason people live are for dreams, and I don't buy that at all.
Bury me in my Miata.
Just in general, the act of living is better than the act of dying. That is why I continue to live.
I'm pretty.
I mean, that's the
I'm pretty
whole
happy
idea.
with the whole life thing. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I like it too. I like the whole life thing.
I
probably
find it.
wouldn't stop doing it. if I chose.
The reason that I kind of wanted to have this as a conversation on the main podcast and not just to be reserved as that one little section in the pre-show is because I find it absolutely fascinating, this whole idea of dream cars, and it goes into the whole thing of life and what people value over other things, and it's so interesting, I find, to see different people's perspectives, and I feel like there's always something that anybody can learn from this conversation about themselves or about others, or just I just find it really, really interesting to have these kind of conversations. So even though RDT still wouldn't buy a Miata for $5,000, I wouldn't buy that car for $5,000, but I now can't say that it's the wrong decision for you to do it. And yeah, keep us updated on how the search goes.
Yeah. Well, like the Miata fund needs to grow first.
Yeah.
It needs to keep growing from those Twitch paychecks.
I think that's the other thing that I had a big problem with. It's just like once you get to $5,000, because you're gonna buy the hardtop, I imagine, right? If it was still available.
I don't know. Probably, I have really no interest in owning a hardtop, honestly.
Then you just go right back down to zero. Like, I have a really hard time spending your entire net worth on something, even though that
we are. I feel like both myself and RDT are thinking it from a very much.
You're both trying to be my father.
Yeah,
yes.
we are. Like, I definitely was in that original thing. Like, my thoughts immediately were just on this money could go to so many better things, like for your future and all this kind of stuff. And I think RDT, now that he's entered the world of work and he's growing up in front of our eyes, and he's starting to feel the same sort of way as well. And it's just, that is a thing, that is a concern. Having taken every single penny that you own and buying a car with it, I couldn't do that. But
I've worked since I was 14, so I've earned all the money that I've spent.
Yeah.
So, now I have a real job. Now I have a career, but I've always respected the value of a dollar. So, but
it's interesting. It is. It's an interesting discussion, and yeah, we'll see how it progresses.
Especially since I used to be a custodian. Like, I used to literally clean bathrooms and strip floors and wax floors and clean windows and stuff. So I worked hard for like 10 years before I, through high school, through college. So it's just something that you're not going to change my mind on it, but I can definitely understand why you would want to live in the moment, get what you want, and enjoy it for the time that you have it. So, yeah.
Good stuff. And Nos didn't walk away during the course of this, so that's
well, you didn't suggest a car that I didn't want for the 15th time.
So that's already a positive. So you don't want a 2002 then for like 2000?
No.
All right.
Even though they are superior versions of a Miata, no.
We could glue some flashlights and have them pop up or something.
So, let's open up the phone bank at this stage.
Holy cow!
Damn, this is a quick one.
Well, I like to open up the phone bank a little bit earlier these days so that we can allow people time to get in whilst we go through the various different segments that we got. So if anybody does have any questions for any of us, or they could be car related specifically, or talking about dreams, dream cars, planes, apartments, dream lives, you can
dream vacations.
Yeah,
just a dream you had last night. Tell us about it.
Dream. Or anything else completely unrelated, jump into the phone bank on Discord. Gaming news segment.
Not the gaming you're talking about. I wanted to know how Spruffy's doing after this morning's football match. Between England and Sweden. How's that going?
It's fine, because I've never known anybody care less about the World Cup. It's remarkable.
Really?
She just has no interest in has in any team, in the World Cup itself, or even her own team. Like she doesn't care. It's impressively so.
Wow.
So it's been totally fine, you know. It's like it's been no different to any normal day.
Is she at least happy that you're happy that you're going to the semis?
Yeah. She's happy that I got, you know, I was happy about the results and that kind of stuff. I think she thinks it's still a bit stupid that I'm so invested in it, and I enjoyed it so much, and it's such a big thing to me. But you know, she didn't care that Sweden lost and they're out. She didn't really know.
Wow.
If I hadn't told her what was going on throughout the course of the World Cup, she wouldn't have known. So
she's like, wait, Sweden's still in it? Oh.
yeah. And I was like, Sweden, you know, if Sweden win their game, they'll be in the quarterfinals, and then if England win, we'll be playing each other. And she was like, okay.
That's great.
I mean, it was okay for me because obviously I wanted England to win, but Sweden is kind of like my second home, so I would have been happy to see them do well in the semis or whatever. But yeah, for England to win, it brought a tear to my eye. I've never known this kind of success before, so it's pretty special.
With anything.
Well,
you're a major failure.
with football, and I guess I've never really supported a team as such that has been in this kind of situation. Like, I don't exactly support a team in the Premier League, for example. I don't really follow football day to day because I'm not that interested. And when it comes to motorsport, I don't follow drivers that much. I don't follow teams. I just kind of, you know, watch it for the enjoyment of the racing. So I guess this is the World Cup really, and the reason I enjoy the World Cup or the Euros, say, or even say the Olympics, is because I actually have a team to root for, which I don't normally have. It's like I don't have someone in the Super Bowl who I care about every year or whatever. You know, I don't have that. So the international World Cups and Olympic type stuff is all I get. And for so long, it's been kind of a
dud.
A dud, yeah. They go to the tournament, they do well initially, and then they'll just go out in terms of heartbreak or something like that, and it'll be a nightmare. My earliest memory is England losing on penalties in the semi-finals of the '96 European Championship, and since then we've never been to a semi-final of anything. So this is the first time I'm going to experience England in a semi-final.
Wow.
So, you know, and it's a team that I actually care about. So, you know, we'll see. But
yeah, I like the England squad.
Yeah.
Harry Kane seems like an interesting fella.
Yeah.
And what's that guy? Dele Alli? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
That's how the announcers pronounce his name.
Yeah.
That's how I'll pronounce his name.
It's just been fun to be part of it.
I saw like Sterling getting some crap, but he was playing pretty well today. Not making many shots, but
Sterling always seems to get crap. He's always the lowest rated player. Yeah, I think he does a job that isn't
just a grinder.
Anything about this?
Because I watched the game today. The keeper for England was on fire. Bro.
Wow, the saves he made.
Those were insane.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'm not a huge soccer fan. I will continue to call it soccer or rest of the world football.
Well, I don't care if people call it soccer because soccer was a word that originated from the UK anyway, from association football.
Football, yeah.
I don't care. But I still don't think, you know, I'm not like these, you know, most probably England fans now where they keep saying it's coming home, and they're all thinking that we're going to win. I'm never like that. I've had so much heartbreak. I think I'm the oldest it's possible to be to not remember England in a semi-final of a World Cup. Like they were in semi-finals in the 1990 World Cup, so at least people who are older than me have had that experience. I haven't, so I'm totally, you know, jaded completely to England ever doing well in anything. So
you should be an Eagles fan.
Oh, yeah.
You should 100% be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I still can't believe they won the Super Bowl. I'm waiting for someone to tell me that they actually lost.
Right. Okay.
and then Tom Brady pulled out the last minute 3-month long comeback. So
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on that.
Okay.
But
Meanwhile, I'm on the other side of this one. The sports team that I like, which is Alabama, hasn't lost a game for 15 years. So I get
Except for
pretty
Auburn.
used to.
Except when they
No,
played
that didn't happen. All right, they don't lose. Nick Saban never loses. Okay, he never loses. So anyway,
yeah, I
I'm pretty-
apologize. I didn't
and
turn
even
your
I
alerts
don't
off. By the
care.
way.
I don't care about any sports. Honestly, it's hard to get invested. I mean, especially in like professional sports where everybody goes home with tons of money, win or lose or whatever. Like, it's just so hard for me to get invested.
Yeah,
That's why college sports is the only thing. Because I mean, at least their lives are somewhat affected. I don't know, but I mean, they're still in college, you know. And having a
Yeah,
good
it's fun for them
experience.
because they're amateurs and they get to have that brief moment of being a hero on campus. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And to the state of Alabama.
So yeah, the next time we're on a podcast together, it'll all be over. The World Cup, the final will have happened. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I don't believe that England are going to win.
Can America win? What, can
No,
America
you didn't even
They
qualify.
didn't even make it into the tournament.
Oh no!
They are so not even close to winning.
The first semi-final is France and Belgium, and I think France are going to win the whole thing, to be honest. But
Is Finland in this thing?
No.
Well, it's in Russia, and Russia's playing right now.
Yeah,
So if
Russia
they
are
make it
playing
to the
Croatia right now. So
that seems pretty.
Well, I've played
one
my
all
summer
at
car,
the
so I'm
moment.
very in tune with Finnish culture. And maybe they'll be who I cheer for. I'll cheer for the Finns.
It's been a very strange World Cup, actually. Like, lots of big teams going out, big teams not qualifying. Italy, Netherlands didn't qualify in the first place. You know, it's been interesting.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Netherlands are really good.
But yeah, England are going to play either the winners, either Croatia or Russia, and it's currently 1-1 in that game. So it'll be interesting to see how those games go.
Oh, the Finns didn't qualify either. Oh.
But yeah, I still don't
Why does
believe
everyone
necessarily
like
that
that?
England are going to go all the way and win it. But it's just nice to enjoy the experience of them doing well for a change.
Do we have gaming news?
Gaming news. That's what that's what I started talking about.
Well, it was a game and it was news, but it wasn't gaming news.
I just have one thing to talk about that was kind of a follow-up to something that we talked about last time, is that Fallout 76, the creator or the head guy at Bethesda or whatever, said that...
The head... Todd Howard?
Todd Howard, there you go.
God,
The head guy.
Todd Howard? When Todd Howard speaks, you sit down and listen.
Okay, I didn't
They made-
realize.
You just let his sweet little lies wash over you and you accept them for what they are.
They made an Alexa version of Skyrim, bro. Like that was real. That was real.
Well, he said that the crossplay is something that they could totally have on Fallout 76 if it wasn't for Sony. Sony are holding it back.
Wow, whoa! Another developer confirms what we already knew.
Yeah.
What gaming news?
And I just feel like things are getting to the point where they have to give in surely soon.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have to give an inch. They don't. They can do what they want, when they want, and how they want to do it because they are Sony and they have the #1 selling console right now.
Yeah,
They can do
yeah.
whatever
They
they
won
want.
this generation's console.
It's like
battle.
asking Rockstar to change GTA. It's like, oh, sorry.
They've got to
can't-
budge
I
now.
can't-
We've made 15 support
I can't
threads.
hear you due to the immense stacks of cash in my ears. Sorry.
Yeah, they're just standing there like, what? What was that? Just can't hear you. They got money earmuffs on,
Like
bro.
asking YouTube to change anything and them saying, "Oh, sorry, we can't do that. Just go over to the competitor over there. That'll be fine." Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess,
exactly.
but like this seems to always be the thing that the winner of the previous console generation loses the next generation because they get too full of themselves, too big-headed. Microsoft did it with the Xbox One. Previously to that, Sony did it with the PS3, just totally tanked initially, especially because they just got too big of a head from the PS2. And it just kind of, if Sony don't budge on it, I feel like when the next gen comes around, that goodwill and lead that they've had will
I
just
think
disappear.
if developers really care about it, they should just leave Sony behind. Just give
maybe
the
think
PS4
something like that could happen, or crossplay becomes a thing across all the next gen platforms except Sony.
Leave them out.
So at that point, there's a total reset of everything. Everybody's choosing what console to buy, what platform to buy. Why would you go with Sony, whatever it is that they're doing? The fact that they're the best-selling console now means nothing in the next gen, because everybody starts at zero. So I feel like if they don't do it during this generation and give up this whole cross-platform thing, they're gonna lose out next time.
Nintendo's down for crossplay as well.
Yeah. Surprisingly,
they've got Rocket League crossplay already, I believe.
Nintendo is down for crossplay.
Exactly.
They're like, so
you just can't record any of it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, you can play with other people.
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, like xenophobic of other brands. I would say it's probably they. God,
it's amazing.
They're so isolated now. They're like, whatever.
Did you see the trailer that they put out? Nintendo and Microsoft.
I saw that.
For Minecraft. Like, it's unbelievable
Really
that they're doing that.
Yeah.
I think only Minecraft is strong enough to bring two things together like that. I think Minecraft was the only thing that could make it happen.
I love Minecraft, bro. Minecraft's lit.
Yeah.
Minecraft is good. It just
You get mad girls if you tell them you play Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
So, come back to my realm, babe. Come check out. Let's go into my Ender portal or whatever, Nether portal.
But can you imagine though, if GTA 6 comes up on the next gen, and the new GTA Online, and it's everyone's hyped about it, and they say cross-platform for the first time across every console except Sony's next gen console, that would be a massive deal breaker for so many people. That would be an instant no purchase of Sony's platform. Like, what's the point?
Exclusives. That's the only thing you have left.
Yeah,
we talked about that before.
True.
I mean, that's the only thing you have left, and is that strong enough to, warrant a console purchase? Yeah, that's why, like, a feature like that would be enough to say, okay, well, I'm going to give up these exclusives to have all these features.
Yeah,
that's where the Xbox One and the Xbox One X are falling short, is that they don't have enough features to make up for that, those lack of exclusives.
They got me, baby. They got me, and that's all that
they
matters.
got you just because you're you.
Oh man.
So yeah, we'll see how it progresses. I just wanted to follow up on it, I guess. Speaking of follow up, does anybody have any previous episode follow up on the topics that we talked about or the comments?
Were there any? Well, we followed up on the pre-show pretty well. I don't know if there were really any good comments.
The nightclubs DLC. We probably we won't have the next podcast is going to be after that releases probably.
Really?
So yeah, I think so. Based on thoughts of when it's going to release. So we'll probably, that next podcast will probably be discussing that DLC, I imagine, like we tend to always do. Should be interesting.
I'll try to check it out.
Yeah, I went on retail for the first time in like 3 months and got ready for it. I got like a sweet floral shirt on.
Oh yeah.
And some cream pants. Watch out! Don't take that pop filter there.
Don't mess with me. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything from last episode, because if anybody watched it might come as no surprise. I kind of phoned that one in. I wasn't myself that episode. I don't know what it was.
I seem to remember you saying something about why that was the case, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. When you like hungover or something.
No, because I'm usually way funnier. I'm like usually a way better person when I'm a little bit hungover. But I don't know. I was just like low energy. I was being a little soy boy. That's all.
Someone wrote me like a 4-paragraph essay agreeing with my negative opinions on Fallout 4 and Horizon 3, complete with video evidence. So I appreciated that from Kavinsky Smith for his essay. I grade it. I'd give this like an 88. He could have used more examples, and better grammar, but the content.
All right,
is
don't
there.
insult the man.
Well, there's
Jesus.
just there's no capitalization, but he did use commas, which kind of brings him back. So, so it was a pretty good essay. I enjoyed reading it.
Who
So
knew
did pretty
YouTube comments are getting the full, need to be properly written essays now.
I do like GTA men's. Bruff and Nas are horrible friends. After 32 episodes, they haven't figured out RDT's raging alcoholism. I mean, he knows more than 32 beers, so he must have issues. Beer's disgusting. Whiskey. Hammer will agree. I do drink whiskey.
Oh, RDT just died. Oh, now you're back.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Well, say what you said again.
I said I do drink beer and whiskey and wine. The Holy Trinity. That's.
Yeah. Okay.
So speaking of the comments, Phil has done his homework again.
Yeah.
If you'd
Wow, what
like
a transition.
Okay. I mean, we can do that, or we can do something else. What?
No, I was being genuine. I was like, wow.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No,
It
that
sounded
fit in
sarcastic.
pretty well. You just killed it. You just
All right.
murdered it. You just killed the segue.
Good. Right. Okay. So Phil's done his homework. We had 125 comments for last episode. How many do you think mentioned leaks?
I don't think this one's going to be very high. I'm going to say 43.
Okay.
I'm going last on this one because of Nos.
Yeah, because Nas is going to go
Oh,
46.
Oh man. 44, Drew.
You son of a
44.
bitch.
I'm gonna go 55.
Okay. You're all too low this week. It's 62.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll take that victory though. I'll take that.
Phil,
W.
Phil's gone a little bit further just to break it down. That was 50 that mentioned leaks as in information and 12 as in the vegetable.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, and we had 4 people saying hi to Phil as well, because obviously Phil's looking at the comments. And 4 people that sent me belated congratulations on my birthday as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah, the congratulations when I wished you happy birthday, where these two were totally zoned out and didn't even realize what had happened.
Yeah, I felt so bad. Oh my goodness. After the show, I felt so bad. I was like, wait, it was Hammer's birthday.
I'm just
Why
sat
didn't you
here
tell me?
saying, "Oh, happy birthday," and I'm expecting these two to go, "Oh, happy birthday," and I'm just, okay,
Felt so
okay,
bad,
let's move on.
Hammer. I'm so sorry.
Whose birthday is next? By the way,
Probably me.
when?
When is your birthday?
October 10th. 10/10.
Okay. Nos, when is yours?
And now that your birthday is 10 out of 10, are you for real?
Yes, 10/10.
I'm upset. Like, why are you so much cooler than me? It's not.
In every
so
single
sad.
situation, even the birth date.
Even your birthday is cooler than mine.
What is yours?
Mine's April 30th. Just 4:30. I couldn't even have 4:20. I couldn't even have that one.
Well, to be fair, Hitler was born on 4/20, so
is that a fact?
that is a 100% fact. His birthday is April 20th.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't ask me why I know that, but I do.
Learn something new every day.
Oh man.
All right. Questions. Hammer has left us.
I have a writing question that was sent to me by Flak Attack.
Are we allowing that?
I'm allowing it because he was very nice and did it so early. It's not like well, my mic doesn't work. He's Australian, so he can't be here.
Okay.
Like there's just no possible way.
It's like
But-
3 in the morning there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
that is acceptable, I think.
So his question is to all of us, and he says, I've always wanted to ask everyone, if you had to pick one genre in video games, movie, and music for the rest of your life, what would they be? As the question.
One
Flak.
genre of video games,
Yeah.
movies, and music.
Yes, I'm assuming that you can have separate genres of,
Yeah.
like, one
Yeah.
for video games, one for movies, and one for music. So,
That's easy for me.
Okay,
I would
all right,
go
let's do it.
comedy movies because I love to laugh. I would do. This is my eHarmony profile. Probably sports games because, and can I say sports games in general? Because,
Yes.
or do I have to be like Madden, NFL? Because they have so much replayability to me. And hip hop music. That's it. Because I like to get down and dirty. No, I'm just kidding. But also.
And that rolling through town, bumping in that accord. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would also say comedy movies. Blues rock as music. And games, I don't know. That's a difficult one. I don't feel like I have a specific...
I feel like that's easy.
Would you expect me to say racing games?
No.
No.
I think role-playing games is kind of the...
Action adventure, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean...
If I could only have one thing
for the rest of your life, you would want the most amount of content.
Yeah,
and
that's
when
true.
A game like The Witcher 3, you could play for 500 hours and still experience something new.
Yeah, that's true. Mass Effect type games, things like that, I guess. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's not... I mean, I guess we're kind of not thinking about multiplayer in a way, too.
No, yeah.
You know, if you wanted that, you would just choose shooters, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's good. You know, they're always going to make multiplayer shooters for the rest of time. Yeah. So,
I would like to have subsequent Portal games for the rest of my life that are all equally as good as Portal 2, but that's never going to happen. Anyway,
yeah.
What about you?
I think RPG games for me. For movies, that's kind of hard. Probably just, I don't know. That one's the hard one for me because I like so many different movies. But for music, it'd be classic rock, you know, America.
Born on the bayou.
Yeah, exactly.
America.
I should plug in the Les Paul and just play some.
For movies, maybe just I don't know. It's because good movies span so many different genres, and good movies, it's not a genre.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe drama, maybe. I mean, that's a pretty...
That's fair.
That's a pretty wide genre with lots of
I
very
feel like I need
good
to change my movie
artistic movies.
genre. Probably sci-fi movies.
Yeah. But there's so many bad sci-fi movies.
There are, but I think like I like bad sci-fi movies too. Where like a classic good bad sci-fi movie is Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger styles. Like it's bad.
Wait, you consider Total Recall to be bad?
Well, as a like I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's one of the best movies, but it's like it's also bad in so many ways that it's good.
I disagree. I've failed to find one single flaw in the movie Total Recall.
Okay, not a single flaw at all. It is movie making perfection. It should have won Oscars.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
All right. Do we have phone-ins?
That's a good question.
We've got some technical issues at the moment, unfortunately.
Did he at least give you his question?
No.
Did he write it in?
Not yet. I mean, I can ask for it if you want.
Yes, it was Loopy. Asked for his question.
It was an attempt.
He gave it a shot.
Opening the floodgates, one writing question, and then the rest of
we already have a short episode. Why don't we?
Okay,
We need more content.
Fine. We need more. When we're low on content, we're okay with the write-ins.
Yeah, you people need to think up more questions. Getting this phone thing. You're slacking, chat. You're slacking.
I feel like if we were to open it up to just anybody could do write-ins, not just those who are having issues or around the other side of the world who can't watch live.
It'd be a dumpster fire.
It would be so many. Like,
yes.
We have to put some limitations on it. Demolition Man is a good bad sci-fi film. I love Demolition Man.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, it's great.
I'll
Sylvester
have to
Stallone.
give that a watch.
Fantastic. And Judge Dredd, that's good sci-fi.
While I was doing tech support.
If you could pick one genre of games, movies, and music for the rest of your life, what would it be? You can only pick one genre. That was the
That's
question.
good. That's a good question.
Yeah.
You can always talk about your thoughts on the new GTA DLC to fill in the time. Well, this is always the thing. Everybody always asks, well, not everybody, but people generally always ask my thoughts, and it seems to be a general thing to ask thoughts on the new DLC when we know nothing about it, or very little.
There's going to be some new music. Gay Tony might be there. There's also some characters that look like this band or something.
Have you seen the data mining that they've done allegedly on it?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of that. A few of the new cars.
There's
This island,
allegedly a mammoth Patriot stretch coming.
Of course, there's a Patriot stretch.
Hopefully they'll let us race them, because I think that would be quite fun.
I bet they
You can't
don't.
race them. You just come right on over to 5M.
Yeah,
We'll hook
absolutely.
you up.
Yeah,
We'll
that's it.
This
Well, we can-
island
we can have
Earth,
a-
that is great. Dude, Mystery Island, I think is what the other one is called. I love that movie. There's so many great sci-fi movies from back in the day.
Pounder custom.
from
What
outer
else was
space.
there? Wasn't there a mule custom or something?
Pounder
Yeah,
custom
mule,
sounds
mule
pretty
custom,
sweet, honestly.
pounder custom, and a speedo custom as well.
Speedo
Ooh,
custom.
Speedo custom. Yes, I'm ready for the van. Give it to me.
But are they? That's the
ready.
thing. Now, are they going to be upgrades to the original vehicles like Benny's, or are they going to be Rumpel custom style customs? There's so many. They just say that put names in that mean nothing anymore. Like
I'm expecting Phantom custom, like Phantom and Hollow custom.
that was the other vehicle as well. There's going to be the Stafford. Do you remember the Stafford from San Andreas?
Yes.
Yeah, the old Rolls Royce looking.
Yeah,
one.
that must be what that Yan guy was talking about with the new Enos.
Who?
oh yeah, the Enos stuff.
Never heard of him.
And then the Ocelot Swinger.
So Loopy has managed to write in his question. So
Oh, good. Hello, caller. Or hello, writer. You're on the Choking Hazard podcast. What have you put in our mailbox today?
So I'd like you to each answer this individually. It's a two-parter.
Oh,
Number one, if you had the $5,000 for a car, what sort of car would you buy? No need to answer that, Nos.
I mean, I know mine. It would be an MX-5, but a racing version. I just talked about this on episode 4 of the Real Life Racing series. That's
Yeah, you
exactly
did.
the
I
kind of
watched
money
that.
that I need to buy a race-ready
so we've got
MX-5.
2 people on the MX-5
Yeah.
side.
I'd get a motorcycle. I wouldn't even get a car.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Type. Are we talking like superbike? We're talking about.
No, I'm
Harley?
talking like chopper, kind of like maybe an early 2000s Harley Dyna Super Glide if I can get one for 5,000. But
Nice. Second part of the question: what would you rather spend that money on if you weren't allowed to buy a car with that money?
It's a good question.
an apartment. That's what I would do.
$5,000. Probably honeymoon for the wedding.
Hell yeah.
See, and that's my I can't think of anything I would rather spend the money on, honestly. Like, I mean, as far as my entertainment goes, I don't need anything for this office. I have 2 excellent PCs, and
Coke.
you know,
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
that's-
have another thing to spend the money on, so that's why you're already at that stage of getting the car.
yeah, maybe I'd buy a nice like keyboard, like a musical keyboard.
$5,000 keyboard.
Well, that's the thing. That's not $5,000. That's the only thing I could think of that would be a luxury purchase for me, and a very good one would be like $800. So, I mean, I could go get that now if I wanted, but I don't want it enough to warrant the purchase. So, there's just nothing else really that I want. And in terms of like you wanting to buy an apartment, I don't have income, so I'd be in the apartment for what, like 2 months, and then I'd have to move back home. So
Looks like we got a hookup for you, Nos. In the chat, BK Moto
Listen,
says,
Malta. Yeah.
Nos, I found a Miata for you. It had 85k miles, so only 2.5k. Only problem, it was in Malta.
Oh my god, have you ever been to Malta?
I haven't.
The roads in Malta have more bumps than the surface of the moon. It's ridiculous. I'm not joking, right? I was in a coach in Malta and I went over a bump, and you know how high a ceiling is in a coach, right? I hit my head off the ceiling, no joke. I came about 3 foot off my seat and hit my head off the ceiling. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think that's a place I'll ever probably go in my life. I don't think I've got any desire to go to Malta. I know it exists, and I know that it's a country, but meh.
Yeah, the only thing better than that is I've got a Miata for you. It's only $2,000 and has only 50,000 miles, but it's in Connecticut and the entire bottom is rusted because of salt. And you're gonna have to come get it.
Yes, that's what you could spend the money on, Ross. Let's see, Wilson says a trip to Birmingham next year for the Insomnia Gaming Festival.
No.
Well, if you couldn't buy it if you couldn't spend the money on the car, then that's a perfect thing to spend the money on. Why not?
I feel like I would get more enjoyment of getting $5,000 in $1 bills and making it my new bed than going to Insomnia.
That would be pretty nice. Not very comfortable, but it would be cool to look at.
That cuts me down to my
core.
core.
It'd be all ones and just 100s on the top, so it looks like it's all 100s.
That's so mean.
I'm sorry. I just don't see what's redeeming about those conventions.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
It just seems like a lot of sweaty people compacted into a really sweaty area where everybody's sweaty.
It's not about the convention necessarily. It's about meeting up with people from the community and stuff. It's good. Good time.
I'll pass.
Well, at least you're honest.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I think we need to move on because my heart's just it's like I've been stabbed in the back.
It's not that I don't want to meet you. You can come to me all you want. I just don't.
Oh, but I'm not worth you coming to me, of course. Someone gives him the money, says you have to spend it, not on a car. Perfect opportunity, and it's not worth it. Not worth it.
Oh, you meant Birmingham, England.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's different. I thought that Nas was so unwilling that they were having
drive like 50 miles.
Yeah, I thought they were having it in Birmingham, Alabama, and he was so unwilling to go. All right, I can understand that a little bit more.
New co-host for episode 34 confirmed.
Oh boy.
RDT, do you want to try to take my mind off this treachery with your apple juice minute?
It's not treachery. Don't be so hurt. I just don't like to leave home very much. It's scary.
You don't like to leave home at all?
No. Well, I don't know. It depends on where I'm going.
Well, if you're out on a nice day like this, it's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. About 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I think in communist numbers, that would be somewhere in the 20s or something like that. I don't know. You want to have a refreshment to put and refresh yourself with. And that's why literally 10 minutes before I had to show up for the pre-show, I went out and got myself some Heller High Water. Wait, what? Oh, that's what it's called? Heller High Watermelon flavored wheat beer brewed with watermelon from 21st Amendment Brewery. It's a seasonal wheat ale from the some place in the United States. I don't know, but it's American, and that's all that matters. California. Oh, God. California. Never mind. Not very American. It is a beautifully refreshing beer brewed with real watermelon, so they say. Real watermelon. And it may sound like it's disgusting, but how could it be disgusting when you got a picture of Lady Liberty just cooling off her tootsies out there in the San Francisco Bay? And that's exactly how you feel drinking this baby, because it is just pure deliciousness.
You feel 300 years old and on the entire different side of the country from where you originated? Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel. I feel like my family's only been here for less than 100 years, and somehow I'm so American that I drink watermelon flavored beers. Yeah. So, go get some Heller High Watermelon.
I like that name. It's really good.
It's a good name actually. But how is the drink?
It's good. It actually is really good. It's super refreshing if you're out. If it's ice cold.
How watermelon is it? Like,
It tastes like not super. Like if you were to drink watermelon juice, that's about as watermelon-y as it gets. It's not that fake candy watermelon kind of flavor.
Okay.
You got to be careful with the wheat beer. Wheat beer that'll get you drunk. Wheat beer. Wheat beer.
Yeah.
It'll get you drunk. From experience, that'll get you drunk.
It is quite quaffable.
Quaffable.
Quaffability. 8 out of 10 quaffability.
All right, so let's move it on to our final segment, the choke of the week.
Oh, we still do this? We
do still do this, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
Again, we're not going to mention. I was going to say we're not going to mention who is on each clip, but it'll be easy to see from the first clip. So, if I can commentate over what's happening in the first clip, and then I'll let us take over for the second and third, because
just tell me when you're starting.
The first one is on Twitch, so it's a bit complicated.
Just tell me when you're starting.
All right, I'm starting now.
I wish I did as well.
So,
okay, this is some kind of streamer or something.
I did, and I wish I picked you back.
Don't know who.
He's in one of the new cars. Which
Well,
car
I'm
is
sure
that?
all you guys have
I
cars
can hear lots of voices, so we can
Yeah, there are lots of voices.
we can turn those down. We don't need to hear other people.
What car
One
is
of them
this?
seems to be female.
Yeah, it has
Oh, that's the Tesseract. Okay.
on the MCC track.
Oh, tap on the wall.
Oh, that way.
Looks back, and then
Oh, Jesus.
Where'd the car come from?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Oh my
So
the hell?
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
what I want to know is why. I think the big choke here is that the gameplay is only like
That was an epic.
2/3 of the screen.
Yeah, I think the choke is.
Wow, you gonna roast him? You gonna roast him? I wasn't even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna go down that low to roast the man's stream. You're just gonna sit here and roast him. That's not
God
cool.
damn.
All right.
I did, and I
Let me switch it back to
Wow,
this, and then we'll
savage. Poor
switch it.
trumpet
I'm
master.
sure all you guys have
So I mean,
Yeah,
well,
don't
Trumpet
forget.
Master actually gained from that. That wasn't his choke, was it? That was
Well, yeah, that's why I said it was on behalf of someone else.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
Specky Legend, was it? It was his choke.
No, Street
from being
Machine, it
In,
was
Street
looks
Machine.
like.
Okay. Being in second, hitting the barrier, and then the crashes. All right, so let's look at
Ripperoni.
the YouTube clips.
right.
Let's start it now.
All right. I think in this one they speak some kind of odd language. I don't know what language this is. It's also
Subtitled though.
Subtitle.
it is
that's true.
subtitled. Thank goodness. Also, there's like a box in this Tempesta for some reason. I'm not really sure what this
What the hell?
this is. Yeah, there's some kind of box. There's a lot going
Yeah,
on here.
there's some weird nonsense going on. I don't get what is in this car.
I don't. It seems like it's maybe a mod, like a someone with a menu has attached something to his
Yeah.
player model.
What a
Against his will.
Paper kiosk.
He's
Oh,
got it.
F-bombs
there goes
on
him.
these subtitles.
He's choked. He's the finish line is right
Oh,
there.
no.
Oh, nice curls.
Oh, Lord.
That was a double choke. We thought it was a choke, and then it turned right in its head, and the person who gained from the choke choked it himself.
Wow.
Damn, bruh.
Also, he's running at 50 frames per second for some reason, which is there's a lot going on in this clip. I really don't have enough time to deconstruct everything that's going on in this video.
Yeah, lots of
So,
chokes.
are we on the next one?
So we're on the Crew 2 in a boat race, of all things.
Yes. I wish
What in
I
the
would not have
world?
watched this until now because I got angry when I saw this clip.
I haven't seen it, actually.
Okay,
haven't seen
but
it either, I'm watching it.
this triggered me so much, just for a variety of reasons, which
Okay.
we'll discuss. But
The
this
hell are
just
those booty
everything
things?
about this triggered me.
I mean,
So
this has to
much.
be against the bots, right? This isn't real people.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
AI, and we're doing a boat race here. And as you can see, skipping the jumps allows you to
course.
go faster
Yeah.
because that's how video games work.
Like, why even bother putting them in?
Yeah, really.
It's going fast, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it sped up for us, just skipping all the jumps. And as you can see, there's really you can't really tell what checkpoint is next after the checkpoint you were going towards. There's no information on screen to tell you.
yeah.
And that's what's going to cause the issue here.
Yeah, you have no indication of where the next checkpoint is.
What the?
And now he was going towards those buoys over there that he
Oh
saw
my
when he needed
God.
to turn right. And this game is so bad, and I don't even own an
Wow,
MX-7.
bro.
And you could just hear him just drop his controller in the clip.
I'm
It's
upset.
great. And not to
Damn.
mention that all of the AI is just rubber banding amazing.
Yeah.
They
That
just,
sucks, dude.
Oh man. Yeah, there's
I never
no
thought
indication.
I could be so angry over a game I don't own. It just makes
He just
that it
slams the
made any
controller
money.
down. Yeah, that's it's so stupid. Yeah, and then he caught up to the AI so easily. At that point, and they rubber band him so much that they're constantly on his tail. So at that point, all you've got to do is just make sure that you stay in the lead. But that is bad. There's no indication of where the next checkpoint is.
it made me so angry. Yeah.
Oh
That
man.
they could just do that.
That's
That
rough.
they just go into the development and do things like this and think it's okay. I was
Is
so
it
upset when I
is it
saw
on the
this.
map?
No,
Is it not
no,
even
it's
on
not
the
on
map?
the map. No, it's a route to the current checkpoint that you're going to, but not.
Oh
the
my
next
god, it is as well. It's not even on the map. There's literally wait. No, there is. There is. There's a tiny, faint, very faint blue line from the current checkpoint to the next one before you hit it. But it's
What do
so
I-
faint that you can barely see it.
Oh
with
my
the-
god! Yeah, you need a microscope.
Yeah,
You want
you
to
can.
see that?
Yeah,
What?
it's not obvious at all. And usually, a big arrow on the checkpoint would be handy. Oh,
Stupid. Really stupid.
a blue line on the blue water. Exactly. Oh man.
I'm just triggered by this game that I don't know, and I already got triggered by the crew too for my wall ride a couple weeks ago, and now like
Alright, so
this
if you're in the stream,
game.
vote on your favorite choke. Which will win the choke of the week for you this week? Let us know.
Blue line on blue water. Wouldn't that make orange? Or is
Yeah,
that-
it would actually. That's a good point.
What an old joke.
Memes.
It's an old one, sir, but it checks out.
Yeah, I like it. How are we doing on the votes?
Oh yeah, we've had 49 votes. Not great.
I mean, we don't
Come on,
have
we
that
got
many people watching
140
live
people.
anyway, to be honest. And
Yeah, we got 140 people in here. Get some votes in. Just go click on an option. Like, you gotta have an opinion.
there were so
does
many
look-
jokes and so many things in all of those clips.
Yeah, it does look like we've got a clear winner though. So
Okay,
free to,
well, we can go for that then.
discuss.
Also, not that we ever call out subs on the show, but someone named the Big Red Dog just subscribed, and I love your name. That's an excellent name. Thank you for subscribing to Bruff, because that name is excellent.
Earlier on in the stream, I didn't turn off the alerts, so we had someone subscribe and it played the sound. So I apologize for
Of
that.
course you didn't.
I'll read them out after the podcast. I am going to go for the third one. I think
Yeah.
the crew choke.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I have to go for the third one because it gave me such an emotional response upon watching it. It just
I felt it was a choke on so many levels. Like the person doing the race and being in the lead close to the end, and then the devs for creating a game that doesn't make it clear where the next thing. Like, yeah.
I mean, going even deeper, the choke to even attempt boat racing, which looked like the most boring thing you could possibly ever do.
Skipping
choke
all the
of
jumps.
Actually paying, you probably paid $100 for that game just so you could play it a day early. I mean, there's so many multifaceted
The AI rubber banding.
levels. Yes, the AI rubber band. It's just there's so
Okay.
many levels to it.
What about you, RDT? What's your choice?
Going choke number 2.
Yeah.
I thought, you're the person in front of you choked, and you had the win in the bag, and then you just slam head on into a wall.
It was a good joke. It was.
What are you
was a
doing?
good show.
Yeah.
That's a complete lapse of any
As
judgment.
the finish line is right there. After you've just taken the lead on the corner before.
Just don't screw up. That's
Yeah.
it.
Just
It's
drive straight. That's all you needed to do.
God.
All right, what are the results?
All right, in third place, Trumpet Master, on behalf of Street Machine, with 7% of the vote.
With his lovely
it
stream,
is
I
terrible
have no
stream, as
negative
Bruff
things
has
to
called
say. No negative things to
Do
say.
you know what I love about a Trumpet Master stream is that when he's got his face cam on and he's racing, he goes to another place. he goes to a place where I've never been to that place before, but I'd
Does
love
he
to go
still
to that
play
place.
the trumpet on stream? Is that like does he still do
He did that on stream once, I think. He played the
Okay.
Incredibles theme.
Our winner was Mr. Gallant Evo, choke number 2. As
It was worthy
suggested
winner.
by RDT.
It was worthy.
2% of the vote.
Yeah.
Well done. You're bad.
Yeah,
Good job,
boy,
Gallant Evo. You are terrible. You are awful. You ruined
You
everything.
really are awful.
All you had to do was drive in a straight line, and you couldn't even do
awful
that.
ever since you choked during the shenanigans. Okay.
Oh. So yeah, second place was the sailing incident in Crew 2, and that was submitted by QuickNet Tech. Even
All right. Also
41% of the
good.
vote. 41%.
Also
Okay, so I
good.
mean, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
But good job, Gallant Evo. You are terrible.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, and that'll about do us for this
Yeah.
for this episode.
Okay.
Okay, see ya. See you later.
We need a word.
Oh, we do need a word.
Uh,
MX-5. Has to be.
I think that'll come up in comments anyway. So
dreams. Dreams. Yeah,
But-
dreams will probably come up too.
That's the thing. You need a,
Hashtag dreams can come true.
No hashtags.
no
Can't do
hashtags. Hashtags don't. I don't like
Make it
hashtags.
Follow your dreams. YOLO. That's not a bad one.
Yeah, YOLO. Can I get
Yeah.
some YOLOs? In the chat? YOLO.
YOLO.
Yes.
YOLO. Okay, fine. I'm not happy about it. That is our word. That's going to be in my
no
comments.
one's happy about it. Are you crazy?
Yeah, come on,
It's
we
gotta
need some
be-
YOLOs in the chat. Can I get some YOLOs in the chat to end the stream? Can I get some
That's
YOLOs
it.
in
Nobody is winning from this. Nobody is benefiting from what's happening right now.
Oh, but that's why we do it.
And our next podcast in 2 weeks' time will probably be discussing the new DLC.
Nightclubs
so
DLC.
keep an eye out for that,
Yeah.
and keep an eye out for the pre-show if you're not a Patreon supporter in a week's time. This time next Monday, for those who are watching this on
Yeah.
YouTube on Monday. All right, YOLO in the chat, in the comments. I'm not happy about it though. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Goodbye.
Catch you
Come
later.
donate to the Miata Fund so I can make irresponsible decisions.
Don't
and
do,
discipline both
don't
of my
just,
fathers.
don't. Absolutely ridiculous. The gall of this guy.
That's how I've gotten to where I am today. Okay.
Thanks for
There's
watching,
no way.
everybody. See you later.